Hello and welcome to Bima TV, your trusted platform for insurance conversations and insights. Today we are delighted to host the Insurance Institute of Kenya, an institution that has been at the forefront of shaping insurance professionalism and excellence for decades. The Insurance Institute of Kenya was established in 1948 and recently granted full statutory recognition under the Insurance Professionals Act 2025. It is the premier professional body tasked with regulating, licensing, and advancing insurance practitioners in the country. This legislative milestone is particularly critical as the sector faces dual challenge of low insurance penetration, currently at 2.2% of GDP in H1 2025, a decline from 2.4% in 2024, which is far below the global average of 7.4% and even lags behind the African average of 3.5%. In this context, the IAK's mandate to enhance professionalism and ethical conduct is a key strategic response to systematic issues like fraud, which, despite a reported decline to 29 cases in late 2024, surged again to 82 cases by Q4 of 2025. Joining us is the current chair of IAK, who has been in the industry for over 30 years and has served as vice chair of the previous board. And he has also been in the technical committee of the Association of Kenya Insurers, AKI. Karibu sana, Bwana Peter Kagia.
Thank you so much for welcoming me into this discussion. We are privileged to share with the industry players and the general public on the issues of professionalism in the insurance sector.
The Insurance Professionals Act has been described as a landmark piece of legislation for Kenya's insurance sector. His Excellency the President acceded to the bill on 17th June 2025, and it was published in the Kenya Gazette on 20th of June 2025, coming into force on the 4th of July 2025. However, its effective date for full implementation is set for 1st of July this year, which is in a few days. Could you begin by explaining why this act is so important to the industry?
This act represents nothing less than transformation of the Kenyan insurance sector. For over 7 decades, since IAK was established in 1948, that is 77 years ago, we have always operated as a society registered under the Register of Society. We have always championed professionalism, but we lacked statutory backing. The Insurance Professional Act 2025 now changes the fundamentally by elevating IAK to a fully statutory professional body. The importance cannot be actually overstated. Kenya insurance penetration has historically hovered around 2.4 to 2.8% of the GDP, well below Africa's average of 4% and far behind the global average of around 7%. Studies have shown that this has been occasioned not only because of issues to do with policies. We have good policies. It's not about the brokers. The intermediaries are very aggressive. And it's about capitalization. We have enough. It's fundamentally because of trust deficit. Consumers have actually doubted whether policies will pay, whether claims will be honored, or whether their interests will be served. So this act directly addresses the trust deficit by establishing a comprehensive legal framework to regulate the insurance industry, improve service standards, and actually strengthen accountability and address the professional misconducts. For the first time in the country's history, insurance professionals, from underwriter to agents to actuaries to loss adjusters, will be subjected to statutory regulations, ethical oversight, and professional development standards.
Bwana Kagia, you mentioned statutory backing. Could you please elaborate on how the Act will be implemented and what structures have been put in place to help implement?
The Act establishes 3 key bodies to oversee the insurance profession. First one is the Insurance Institute of Kenya, which is now a statutory professional body responsible for setting up standards, providing education and capacity building, registering professionals, and managing continuous development points and requirements. It also advances the interest of the insurance professionals. The Insurance Institute is governed by a council council membership, 6 who are elected, 2 nominated by regulatory stakeholders, chaired by the chairman. Their gazettement was just done 2 or 3 days ago, and right now they're coming into the office. Just assume their responsibilities in the office. Secondly is the Insurance Professional Examination Board, which is an independent corporate body responsible for administering professional examinations, setting education standards, and issuing certificates. This comprises a 9-member board with representation from education, Insurance Regulation Authority, universities, industry associations, and training institutions. The third one is the registration of the Insurance Professionals Committee, which is a 5-member committee handling registration, licensing, and quality assurance monitoring. It actually receives applications, issues practicing certificates, monitoring compliance with quality assurance standards, and recommending disciplinary inquiries where necessary. Additionally, the Act also establishes a disciplinary committee with quasi-judicial powers to investigate misconducts, suspend licenses, and impose sanctions. This committee enforces professional standards and ethical practices, ensuring that professionals who cross ethical lines face appropriate consequences.
That's quite a comprehensive framework. Since the Act introduces continuing professional development requirements, here is CPD. And I know many people are very curious about this particular subject. Could you kindly just explain how it will work and what the CPD points entail?
CPD is one of the most forward-looking aspects of this legislation. It refers to an ongoing process of learning that helps professionals enhance their skills and capacity, knowledge, and competencies. The Act actually mandates all insurance practitioners to undergo formal training, pass standard examinations, and obtain license, and adhere to the code of professional ethics, like any other professional outfit. So under the new law, every professional in the sector will be required to obtain a practicing certificate through a formal process involving professional examination, ethics training, and continuous professional development. Professionals including brokers, loss adjusters, now face mandatory manual training. CPD points will be required before license renewal and continued practice. Insurers must now track and report every professional's CPD hours, as missing targets would actually jeopardize the renewal of their licenses for their intermediaries. The IK will coordinate and oversee the CPD of insurance professionals, offering accredited training sessions, workshops, and even seminars, while monitoring and recording CPD point activities to ensure professionals meet the required standard. We are also developing a structured, competency-based framework for CPDs of at least 30 hours per year. This introduces a culture of lifelong learning, essential in the sector that must consistently adapt to the emerging risks like climate change, cyber threats, and digital transformation.
This act frequently refers to insurance professionals. Insurance professionals, who exactly qualifies as a professional under this new law? Kina nani hawa insurance professionals?
The Act defines an insurance professional under Section 24 of the Act as a person registered as an insurance professional. So in practical terms, this encompasses anyone engaging in core insurance functions. So the scope is broad and includes brokers, claims handlers, underwriters, risk advisors, actuaries, and loss adjusters. So anyone offering insurance service, handling claims, underwriting policies, or engaged in any core insurance function is now required to hold a valid license. Without one, they cannot practice. The key principle is that no one will call themselves insurance professionals if they are not qualified, accountable, bound by the code of conduct. So this elevates the insurance from a transactional business to a professional like accountants, lawyers, medicine, where entry, practice, and growth depends on competencies and integrity. The Act also provides for recognition of global certifications such as Chartered Insurance Institute of London, Actuarial Fellowship, and the CFAs. So this positions Kenyans to compete globally, you see, and especially as the African continent free trade area opens up cross-border insurance markets.
Looking ahead to the 1st July of 2026, that's in a few days, that is ideally the effective date of this act. What is the calendar of events leading up to full implementation?
This June and July, our plate is full. We have a very busy and carefully structured calendar ahead as we assume the office. While actually the Act commenced on 4th of July last year, 2025, the 1st of July 2026, which is just a few days ahead, which is the effective date of the implementation. The key milestones on our calendar include some of these that we're going to look at. One is the ongoing stakeholder engagement. We are working closely with our regulator, our industry marketing player, that is the IRA and AKI respectively, and other stakeholders to ensure that the smooth implementation. We're also looking at developing a regulatory framework. This includes detailed scheme outlining procedures for qualifications, issuing and revocation of practice licenses, and code of conducts and ethics. So basically, the Act is supposed to be operationalized through legislation. So we have a series of legislations that need to be anchored into the law so that we operationalize it. We're also looking at the establishment of the examination board and registrations committee. For these bodies as statutory bodies under the Act, they need to be effective. They need to be fully operational by effective date. And one key area that we're looking at is the rollout of the CBD programs. Right now, we're looking at structured CBD programs, which is being developed. And like any other legislations, is supposed to be subjected to public participation so that we are actually professionals or members-centric. They bring in their attributes so that when we go through accreditations, the training sessions, the contents of the courses, workshops and seminars being scheduled. So we have those that have been running, but we want to enrich them so that they meet the needs and wants of the customers, in this case, our members, so that it's not about the contents and not about the numbers. It's also the enrichment so that they're meeting the actual needs as they fall. So we're also focusing on registration and licensing. They need to have a national register of all licensed practitioners in the country who are qualified. They need to have their practice certificates to be issued by July. And for that to happen, they need also to be gazetted as required by law. So we are in the process of onboarding the membership and making sure that we are actually aligned to the needs. So we already held major events such as the 40th IIK annual conference, October last year at Serena Beach Hotel in Mombasa, which served as a platform for engaging the industries on these changes, or the other changes that are brought about by the new legislations. But in this year, we've had series of events that are geared towards making sure that we build the capacity of the individuals. Today, we've just had the CEO's breakfast meeting on post-budget and the implications. We also have the annual golf tournament coming on board this Friday on 26th, and quite a number of the stakeholders have showed up to participate at Royal Nairobi Golf Club. And we have what the youthful, agile insurance professionals are looking forward to, the annual insurance quiz. which is starting up at KICC in the next 4 or 5 days. And we have our annual conference, which is coming up in October, which will be so much enriching and giving the professional platform to share and build their capacity to identify opportunities in serving the customers and driving sustainability of the insurance business and the customers at large in terms of their value proposition.
Well, it seems training will clearly be central to this transition. What training programs and institutions are involved?
Training is indeed at the heart of this transformation. The IIK, as actual premier professional body for insurance practitioners, is the primary institution responsible for education and training. We have been doing this over 7 years. We can only perfect it. And now that we have the statutory backing, this takes it to the next level of operations. So the training ecosystems under the new act includes insurance, IIK, comprehensive professional services, where we offer qualification programs, professional development, the CBD programs through seminars, workshops, conferences, and member service includes support and networking opportunity. We also have the examination board, this being an independent body set under the Act to drive educational standards and administer professional examinations. This brings together representation from the universities, training institutions, IRA, and industry associations to ensure that examinations meet the highest standards. The Act also provides for collaboration with various training institutions, including the colleges, and in this case, the Center of Excellence, that is the College of Insurance, plays a key role in this driving this agenda. And we also have other service providers in that area. So the institutions will offer, this institution will actually offer accredited training programs that meets the standards set by the Examination Board and the Insurance Institute of Kenya. We're also looking at partnerships with our stakeholders, that is working with international bodies to ensure that recognition of to the global level and aligned to the Kenyan uniqueness is actually reinforced, so that we also work with the best practice. The CBD programs itself will offer accredited training sessions, workshops, seminars, all designed to ensure that the professional meets the required standards. For the HR leaders and organizations, this means deliberate investment in self-development, certification support, and structured upskilling to ensure that these people remain relevant, compliant, and competitive, and they future-proof their profession.
Amazing. Thank you, Bwana Kagia, for the insights. But before we conclude, what would you say is the ultimate vision behind this act?
The ultimate vision is to transform Kenya's insurance sector into one that commands trust, deliver excellence, and serves as a model for the region. When customers trust their professional, uptake rises, premium will grow, we have capitalization growing because then there will be shareholders' value in terms of the growth, and ultimately the economy grows. So this act actually places people at the center because those are the people we are serving. It actually recognizes that the strength of our industry lies on the competence, integrity, professionalism of its practitioners. It actually creates a vicious cycle. Professionals build trust. Trust drives uptake. Uptake strengthens the industry. And the stronger industry serves Kenyans better. We expect to see higher penetration, better governance, disclosures, improved local retentions of premium, increased investor confidence. The law strengthens not only the professionals, but also the national economy. With climate change, pandemic that has been witnessed and that is envisioned, cyber threats, digital transformation, reshaping the risk landscape, a professionalized insurance sector is more important than ever. For the first time, insurance in Kenya includes built-in protections for the plans. Plans like Ronald from Nakuru, who purchases a family health policy, now has the right to ask for proof of license and to verify that this agent has actually fully met the requirements for continuous professional development. This moves the experience of buying insurance from one of risk and hope to one of transparency and confidence. The Insurance Professional Act 2025 is more than just a legal instrument. It is a bold step towards making insurance more professional, more transparent, and more human.
Bwana Kagia, thank you for your time and for sharing your time with us and for helping us better understand the Insurance Professionals Act 2025. We appreciate your commitment to advancing insurance industry. Asante sana.
Thank you so much. This is actually an exciting time for Kenya's insurance industry. And I encourage all professionals to embrace this change. The journey to 1st of July, which is just about to be, is one that we must take together. In this journey, we want to make the professional at the center of the operations. We want to make compliance painless. We want to make the issues of CPDs both affordable and accessible. And we want to have a long life support to ensure that the professional in the insurance sector deliver value to the customer and the general public, to the shareholders and other stakeholders. As we come to the end of this discussion, I would finish with a quote from Stephen Pressfield, The War of Art. And I quote, "The professional has learned that success, like happiness, comes as a byproduct of work. The professional concentrates on the work and allows rewards to come or not come, whatever they like."
And to our viewers, thank you for watching this video. We believe that the discussion has provided valuable information on what this means to the insurance professionals and consumers alike. You stay connected with Bima TV for more of this kind of conversations, industry updates, expert interviews, and insightful conversations. Until next time, thank you. I've been your host, Eliud Maderi. Asante sana.